Today we are doing a workout on the mat that's safe for prolapse. Hi, I'm Jessica Valant. I'm a physical therapist, Pilates teacher, and women's health expert, and I'm here to help you feel strong and safe in your body in all seasons of life. I have a 4-week Prolapse Safe Workout guide full of workouts and routines you can do at home to be safe for your prolapse and pelvic floor dysfunction. You can find the link for that below. So for this workout, we're going to start on our backs. So I am not only a physical therapist and women's health expert, I also lived with grade 3 and grade 4 prolapse for 7 years after the birth of our first baby. And I had surgery for that prolapse 6 years ago now. So I know firsthand what it feels like to deal with prolapse and pelvic floor dysfunction. So I'm so excited to bring these exercises to you today. I'll talk you through them, and then I'm also going to talk to you about my experience and what it's like to move with a prolapse as we go through this. So let's start with our feet flat and your legs hip distance apart, arms down at your sides. And I want you to inhale, and as you do, you're going to reach your hands back, and I want you to fill your lungs. Feel like your ribs are moving to the side. That's a big, big inhale. And then as you exhale through the mouth, let out all of your air and bring your arms down to your sides. We're going to do 2 more like that to help wake up those ribs, work into our breathing. Learning how to breathe properly is actually really, really important when it comes to managing your pelvic floor dysfunction. So I like to warm up with just a little bit of breath here. So again, inhale through your nose, feel those ribs move side to side. And then exhale, feel like you're funneling all of that air out as you bring your arms down. All right, from here, what I want you to do is rock your pelvis towards you. So you're gonna lift your tailbone up, flatten your low back, and then take the pelvis and rock it away from you. So you're increasing the space in your low back. All right? So it's like you're a rocking horse here in your pelvis. As we go through pelvic floor dysfunction, whether it's a new diagnosis, whether you've had it for a while, what happens is we get very guarded and protected in our pelvis. Understandably, we are trying to hold everything really, really tight to protect that area. But when we lose the natural motion and mobility in our pelvis, it actually can make that pelvic floor dysfunction worse. So one of the main things that I do is to teach people, and for myself, I work on making sure that I'm staying mobile in my pelvis. That's why we're doing these pelvic rocking movements. So even if it feels hard, or if your body feels like, gosh, I don't know if I want to move that way, just be gentle. Move your way into it nice and slowly. Over time, it will start to feel a little more natural. All right, now on this next one, we're going to take it up to a bridge. So you're going to exhale, curl towards you, and continue to roll through your spine, moving up 1 vertebrae at a time. All right, we inhale at the top. Exhale, roll back down, starting from the top, going down 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale at the bottom, fill your lungs again. Exhale, curl, roll yourself up. So we're gonna do a few here. So one thing I really want you to hear is that these are not the only prolapse safe exercises in any way, shape, or form. When I was dealing with my prolapse, during active prolapse, and after when I was rehabbing from my surgery, I really learned how to move in a healthy and safe way because I didn't want to let my prolapse hold me back. Yes, there are things we need to be aware of. Yes, there are things we need to manage, but you can do things such as squat. You can lift weights. You can possibly even run. It depends on the situation and it depends on the person. But I can tell you that with proper exercise, with proper management, with some instruction, you can do those things safely. You absolutely can. So this is just a workout that's showing you very generally safe exercises for prolapse, things you can keep coming back to. But there are so many other workouts you can do safely with Prolapse. All right, come all the way down, stay here. I'm gonna have you reach and bring that right leg up to what we call tabletop, right here. Then straighten it up towards the ceiling. Okay, and I want you to draw a little circle in the air. So it's about the size of a dinner plate here. 3, 2, 1, reverse directions. We're trying to keep everything else nice and still. This is a nice, safe way to wake up your core, actually, and to work into the hip muscles. Nice job. Bend, lower it down, other side. So this is a precursor of what we call in Pilates single leg circle. And I like to use it for that hip strength and again, kind of that beginner core work that's keeping you in a really safe position. Switch directions. So this workout can be meant a couple different ways. It can be your introduction into safe exercise if you have a new diagnosis. And it can also be used just regularly throughout the week. Nice bend and come down to make sure that you're getting the exercises you need to keep that prolapse kind of managed and to keep your pelvic floor healthy. All right, so now we're gonna bring that right leg up to tabletop again. And then on an exhale, I want you to reach it out and bring it back in. All right, so continuing into a little bit more ab work here, and you decide what you can control. If it feels like too much pressure to keep it low, then I want you to reach it out higher. Because what I'm teaching you here is how to learn to manage your own symptoms. So what we're trying to avoid is downward pressure. Anything that makes it feel like real downward pressure to that pelvic floor, that will make your symptoms feel worse. So you have to kind of feel that and decide, do you want the leg going higher? Is that what you can control? Or are you at a point that it feels okay, you can still breathe freely, no downward pressure to reach the leg out? One more. Nice job, come in, lower it down, switch sides, reach, and come in. And a big exhale when you take the leg out. And this will change over time, and it might change day to day. There are days that this might feel like a lot of pressure to me, so I will modify and change it. There are days it feels completely controlled, like it does right now. But the key really is empowering you and teaching you how to modify things on your own. That's when you'll feel really safe in your body again. Okay, one more. Nice job, bring it in. Lower that leg down. All right, roll onto your left side. So here, you can be completely flat on your side, or you can be up on your elbow like so. The bottom leg is straight to the front of the mat. Top leg reaches out from you. Pull the toes back towards you. You're gonna reach the leg forward and then point the toes to bring it back. Inhale forward, exhale back. So more work into the hips. So I really like to make sure hips are strong and mobile, and your thoracic spine, which we're gonna get to, that upper spine is really mobile. Those are, believe it or not, 2 keys to keeping that pelvic floor protected. Okay, now keep the toes pointed, do a circle, 4, 3, and same here. You're only moving as much as just the leg moves. Switch directions. Very traditional Pilates move here. Lends itself so well to protecting that pelvic floor. Nice job. Bend your knees, press up, and let's go to the other side. So again, elbow, or you're completely down on your side. Top leg reaches out, flex your foot. Feel like I'm standing at that ankle, pulling on it. So we're really lengthening, okay? Inhale forward, exhale back. So you do have other resources. I'm gonna have the link for my free Prolapse resource guide below, and it has all of my resources. Things like how to do a squat when you have pelvic floor dysfunction. All about my surgery if you want to learn about my story, how to exercise, all of those things. Okay, now keep the toes pointed, circle. Keep breathing. Nice, switch directions. The last thing we want is for you to hold your breath. That'll increase that pressure that we talked about. We don't want that. Nice job. Bend your knees, press yourself up, and you're gonna end up on all fours. So start on all fours and then have your knees a little wider than your shoulders and come down onto your elbows. Okay, I want you to feel like your sit bones are pulling apart and you're just gonna let your abs hang, okay? I don't want you to keep everything tight or pulled in. We're just letting those abs hang down and you're gonna rock back and rock forward. So a little more pelvic and upper spine mobility. And generally, especially if you have a cystocele, which is a bladder prolapse, this position tends to be very supportive for it. All right. So we still want that pelvic mobility. We kind of have to learn both how to work the pelvic floor and our muscles and how to relax, which can be really hard. Last one. And forward. Nice job. Come up onto your hands. Knees come a little bit closer so they're underneath the hips. Reach the right leg out. Point the toes. You're gonna lift, lower, lift, lower. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we will switch. Making sure you're breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Bring it in. You can sit back and bring the legs around in front of you. Have your legs mat distance apart. Pull the toes back towards you. And sit up nice and tall. Bring the hands behind your head. And then sit up even taller. Inhale, rotate to the left. Exhale, center. Inhale, right. Exhale, center. So this is that thoracic spine, the middle spine mobility I talked about. The more you can move through this part of your spine, the less downward pressure you will have on your pelvic floor. One more each side. Nice job. Arms down to your sides. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin. And just gently walk yourself forward. I'm not doing a very big forward fold, just enough to fold kind of into that upper spine here. Inhale and exhale. Lift back up, tall, 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 tall. Nice job. You did great. Thank you so much for joining me. I promise there is safety and strength in movement again, even with pelvic floor dysfunction. Check out those links below. I'll see you on your mat soon. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you never miss new releases. And here are a few recommendations for what to try next. See you soon.